Vultures circling overhead have spotted fresh prey. Jack jolts awake, his eyes snapping open. He finds himself dangling over a bottomless abyss. The boy screams desperately for his father William. He remembers the hunting trip with his father, when they encountered a crazed wild yak. The beast rammed into him like a freight train. Rocks tumbled down the cliff face. He managed to grab hold of a boulder, but the stone quickly began to crumble. He plummeted back into the void. Jack knows his father is now miles away, but he refuses to give up. He begins his descent, clawing downward, desperately gripping every crevice. Suddenly his hand slips. This is it. Game over. There's absolutely nothing beneath his feet. Storm clouds gather overhead, as if even God is holding his breath. Pure survival instinct keeps him hanging on. He looks down. Rainwater has flooded the canyon floor. He realizes this might be his only shot at survival. He considers the jump, but it's impossibly high. Yet Jack knows if he doesn't jump, death is certain. Finally, he summons his courage and leaps. The next day, Jack awakens in the mud. He struggles to his feet, discovering one leg is completely useless. He crawls to a nearby puddle, drinks this 20,000-year-old vintage water, and discovers an unexpected earthworm appetizer. After his feast, he pulls his right foot from his boot. The entire foot is black and blue, clearly severely injured. Jack wedges his foot between two rocks, grits his teeth, and snaps the bone back into place with a sickening crack. He fashions a splint from sticks, creating a makeshift support brace. Moments later, Jack begins his journey. He walks for what feels like forever, finally reaching the top of the cliff. At the edge, he discovers a makeshift grave marker. His father William was the tribal chief. After Jack fell off the cliff, everyone assumed he was dead. Only his father called out to him all night, but for the tribe's safety, William had to lead his people away. There were women and children who needed protection. Learning his father had already left, Jack collapses in despair. Suddenly, a wolf's howl pierces the air. He looks up. A pack of wolves is approaching from the distance. He limps away in the opposite direction, but the pack is too fast. They quickly catch up. He tries to climb a tree, but a wolf latches onto his back. In this critical moment, Jack draws his knife and plunges it into the beast. He breaks free and scrambles up the tree, but the wolves below refuse to leave. They howl at the moon in the pale light, a scene both mesmerizing and terrifying. Fortunately, the pack disperses by morning, leaving only one injured gray wolf. Jack crafts a spear from his knife and a stick. He raises the weapon high, ready to end the wolf's life, but as he approaches, the gray wolf whimpers pitifully, seeing its vulnerable state, and realizing he too was abandoned by his pack. Jack can't bring himself to kill it. He ties rope around its muzzle, then takes it to the river to clean its wounds. Just then, Jack spots wolves on the hillside. The pack hasn't abandoned their companion. He finds a hidden cave, places the wolf inside, then collapses from exhaustion. The next morning when he awakens, the wolf has freed itself from the muzzle, and stares directly at him. But Jack isn't afraid. He approaches slowly with a bowl of water. Seeing Jack means no harm, the wolf relaxes its guard, drinking eagerly from the bowl. Jack finds some unidentifiable insects. Though barely enough for himself, he shares half with the wolf, but this meager food solves nothing. So the next day he goes hunting. He spots a rabbit in the grass, and hurls a stone